Well, in the past, you've described your writing process where you spend multiple months writing and revising the plot and outline of your novel. As you mentioned earlier, the template of your novels is one that's very well plotted with lots of twists and turns. I was wondering, was it the same for you in writing the Never Game?
Yes, I approach all my books and, frankly, short stories the same. I do an outline first, as you mentioned, 8 months. The outline for the Never Game was about 150 pages long. And obviously, given the title of your wonderful podcast, Jeff, I'm sure you have some potential authors out there in among your listeners. So it might be helpful for them to know what my thinking about this.
Sure.
There are authors, very successful authors, who don't outline. I write a very compressed book. In other words, as I say, it takes place over a short period of time. There are usually three subplots going on at once, and all those surprise endings. And that means there are a lot of clues that I have to put into the book to make the surprise endings credible. And that just requires me, at least, to outline. I know Lee Child, who writes the wonderful Jack Reacher books, he doesn't outline. George R. Martin, who writes the Game of Thrones books, he has said he doesn't outline. I just don't work that way. And I think for most people, for most authors, it is helpful to know where you're going. Now, you don't need to be as obsessed an outliner as I am, but you need to know where you're going ahead of time. And I'll give you a very good reason for that. Let's say you start writing, you're not outlining, you just start writing with a very exciting set piece beginning, your first chapter, big, exciting action sequence that you love writing. Out it comes in, let's say an hour. Then you're on to chapter 2. Wow, that's really good too. Then 3, that's a little slower. And then 4, oh, well, I don't know what I'm going to do here, but you bang something out. Then chapter 5, you come to a stop. Now you've got 150 pages of prose written, and some of it very good prose, but you don't know where you're going to go. And you look at that blank page, and you think, I don't have no answers. All I can see is cliches. And for the ending, all I can see is an ending that comes from out of left field, that doesn't make any sense. It's not organic to the story. Well, you know what you should do then? And you debate it for a while to give it some time, but basically what you should do is throw it out. What you have tried to do is write a book that should not be written. And we authors owe everything to our fans. We cannot give them a less than perfect product. And it hurts to throw out those pages, but you have to do it. Now, if, however, you were outlining and you get to that middle part, well, what are we going to do? You throw out 10 pages of outline and start over again. It's not as painful than writing the whole thing from beginning to end. So that's why I'm an avid outliner and an avid advocate of outlining.
Great.